Hi, this is Darius Zanganeh. Tonight I'm going to spend some time showing you how to set up remote replication between two ZFS appliances. The first thing I want to point out is that there's a pretty detailed document guide inside the online help. So if you're on a box, you just click help and you can come in to the search box and type replication. And you just click the very first one you see, title, and there's a very good article that talks in detail about replication, everything it can do, how to set it up, both in the GUI, BUI, as well as the command line. But today I'm going to show you quickly how to do it in the system. It's pretty simple. You can replicate from an appliance to itself, to its cluster peer, or to another appliance across the world. There's no limits on that. You can replicate from any to any. You can replicate from many machines to one, or one to many as well. So today I'm going to set up a replication from this older 7310 to a fairly newer 7120. And so the first thing I'll do is set up the replication relationship. This is done by going into the configuration tab under data services and then to remote replication. And we are going to set up a target for this machine to replicate to. So you can see here I have multiple targets that people have set up at different times. I'm going to go in and it's asking for the name of the machine, and the name of the machine I'm going to replicate from. I'm going to call it the 7120B, and you can put the host name or an IP address. I'm just going to use the IP address. And then the root password for that box. And click the add button. So now that target is set up, the next step we need to do is go to the shares and choose a project or share we want to replicate. And I'm going to choose a project, replicate the project level, which will replicate all the shares in the project. And there's one right here that's about 552 megabytes of space. So I will go into that project called POC Review. I will click the replication tab and I can create an action. I'll click the plus on that, and then I choose which of the three targets I have set up on this machine, the 7120 we just created. If I had multiple pools on that machine, it would show me those. I only have one, so I'll pick pool 1. I can limit the bandwidth if I desire. I can turn SSL off and on. I'll turn it off for now because there's no need for it. Including snapshots will include any snapshots that are on this file system or this project, this POC review project. So I'm going to include those. And then I can either choose scheduled mode or continuous. I'm going to choose continuous to keep it up to date as quick as possible. I'll click add. And what you will see is immediately it is starting the replication over to the machine. And what it does initially is it takes a snapshot of this file, of this project, PLC review. So if I go into snapshots, I'll see a brand new snapshot. Whenever you see a snapshot with this RR, that means it's a replication snapshot. So it took a snapshot and now it's sending all 552 megabytes over to the other machine. So that'll take a minute or two for that to happen. And there, it's finished. Finished replicating POC review, so that 550 megs has been sent over, so I can go over to this other machine. And the way we know it's over here, let's make this a little more viewable. If you click shares, and then you go into this projects side panel, and you'll see 3 different words at the top, all local or replica. By default, it's always set to local. I'm going to click replica, and it's going to show me all the projects that have been replicated from another machine, and then it shows you by the machine name and then the name of the project. So the one I just did was from this machine, OSC 7210AN2, which is its actual host name, and that POC review. So I can click on that. And now I can see another machine. I have the file systems. I have the entire project over here. Something else interesting about this is these are just over here ready to go. If I click over here on snapshots, I'll actually see the first snapshot's already went by. Because I'm in continuous mode, it will continue to take a snapshot and send the deltas. So that's this number 3 and number 4. So we're already on our 4th update, essentially. We're not changing any data, so it's going to happen really quick. But it will keep up to date as fast as it can, and that'll just continue to change. But if you click on the General tab in here, the first thing you'll notice is these shares are not exported. So these replicated shares over in the other hosts. If for some reason you wanted to read these shares, you could just simply export all the shares or an individual share, and then you could mount these shares over on the other host in a read-only fashion. So it's constantly saying it just finished an update, and in a minute it'll start another one. So I could export those and use them in a read-only fashion. I could also go into the replication package, and I can create a clone of it. That would allow me to create read-write copies of the data. So if this was a test dev environment, the other way, the export, I could use it for a remote backup to back up to tape. If I wanted to do that at a remote site, that would give me an option to do that. So that's essentially how you set up replication. Thank you very much.